Hey, ladies and gentlemen, my name is Simon here, back with another, episode of Cowboy Bebop. I do apologize for not posting anything in the last few days between the election and my having a migraine for a couple of days. I've been very busy and also kind of very tired, so I've not really been doing too much recording on either this channel or the other channel, but I'm feeling better. The election is just about coming to a close, so we can get back to business with Cowboy Bebop. That's the episode that was next on the schedule, and we are now officially at the halfway point through the show. This is episode 14 of 26, and we are starting now to get into the meat of some of the main story. We had the two-part Jupiter Jazz arc over the last two episodes, and we met Gren, who was one of Vicious's former colleagues in the war, the Titan Wars, which I assume is a war that took place on Titan. And we saw that he had been accused of being a spy. And during his time in prison, they'd injected him with experimental drugs that increased hormones. That's why he had breasts. And he managed to escape and was on the run, which is why he was kind of hiding out where he was on Callisto when he ran into Faye. And we saw in the end that he was able to, he died, but he was able to kind of have the death that he wanted. It was a very strange thing. It was kind of like an interlude to give us a bit more information on Vicious and on, Spike. They alluded to Spike having had surgery on one of his eyes. One of his eyes is, I think his left eye, is more red than the other one, and it's something to do with being able to see into the past. There's stuff going on there that I just not sure about. But what we did learn a little bit more about is Julia. There appears to have been some kind of love triangle, I think, between Julia, Vicious, and Spike. At least that's what I'm guessing. But who knows, really. But we are going to jump into this next episode. Before we do, I want to say a big thank you to my Patreon super supporters: Frank Tremel, Karen Abel, Ace, Nick Walters, The Seven Deadly Sins, Damon Smallwood, Michael Y, Clara Gros-Louis, Mr. Greg 89, Patrick Sullivan, Jason Jepson, Aviv Davidson, and Tyrone Tyrone. So, without further ado, let's jump in and see what happens next. Oh. He got laid out. Is she just going around knocking out random dudes? Or is it just the group at work? It'd be nice to see Ed get more involved in a couple of these episodes. She's not really gotten involved too much.
But you didn't pick up any leads or clues? Come on.
Chess pieces. What? Bohemian Rhapsody. The title of one of my favourite songs. Ah. Oh, it's a gang. So these are the ones who they went after, but they couldn't find the leader. Oh, that's rubbing salt in the wound. Well, there goes the aircon. Although you should need it in space. I just look now at Faye's outfit and I just think that doesn't look comfortable to wear all the time. Old man. So the mastermind must be an old man, and he's using chessboards to determine where to attack.
Maybe the other thieves were all wannabes
Well,
who read the same manual, you know?
check the manual. See what it says. I'm willing to bet there's a clue in there.
Here.
All new criminal support software. Act now for this special offer. For the low introductory price of 30,000 wulongs, you can be a billionaire. What the hell?
Is it a pyramid scheme? Criminal pyramid scheme?
They didn't want to talk about it, you know?
Oh, what are you doing?
You dead?
So compassionate, so concerned.
Where were we?
Probably not the first time that Ed's been shocked unconscious.
Still our best clues.
It connects to the net. See?
That's pretty cool.
And so this has something to
Why
do
don't we
with
have
the
that?
inside the gate?
Not a bit.
I mean, I know we've got chess online, but
It is really just a big game.
I want one that has like holograms and stuff.
You too, John. You went through all that.
Hey, John.
Nothing, like an
What?
amateur.
Is his name John or Ajon?
I'm afraid there's no smoking allowed in here.
Huh? I'm sorry.
Sounds like the same guy who does the voiceovers on Hunter x Hunter.
Questions is just there's something I want you to see.
What's that?
Uh-oh.
Come on.
We should have never taken such a risk. If this thing ever gets out, you know what will happen.
Oh, shit. That was a bug.
Fast. The situation can only get worse.
Well, the data doesn't have any meaning, but what if the chess pieces themselves are some kind of message?
Because they were all kings, weren't they?
I like this fellow.
Chess Master Hex, estimated to be 98 years old.
98.
Could have been dubbed a genius from his teens. But after that, he started to have doubts. He said the design had defects and the gates shouldn't be built yet. He wanted to run more tests.
Oh, and then
Fired him and built the gates anyway.
there was the gate accident over Earth.
Hex the chess master. Edward is playing chess against him right now.
Can you track the signal? Uh-oh. That John fellow.
Edward's game and we're coming up on him.
Looks like there's air in here.
Why would you have high heels on your spacesuit? I don't get it.
How's it going?
You've been tracked.
Jonathan. What do you
Yeah, it's just Jonathan. Oh, that was a warning shot, I think. This doesn't seem like a good place to have a parrot. Well, I say that, and there's a cat floating in space. And then there's dogs. Then there's drunks. We've had floating cats, floating dogs, floating drunks. And weed. These are all the high ones.
Peace to the whole galaxy.
Hippies!
Bank account, love, love.
Do you want one?
Oh man, we've seen so many different types of people.
Wow, wow.
Hand it over!
Uh-oh.
Hold on a minute. Pretending to be senile won't get you out of this.
Who are you?
Either you give me the money you took, or I put a hole right through your brain.
Oh, he took money.
Made a large pipe there.
All my savings gone. I'll never get it back now. Damn it. God
You just said the senile trick won't work, but it did.
It's all a mistake!
Oh! Okay, he's gone a bit crazy.
There's no one left but an old man who loves to play games.
But how did he order the attacks?
He wanted revenge, and this is how he got it. He set up the sting to kick in 50 years later when the gate was pre-scheduled for its first automatic tech upgrade.
Ah. So he doesn't remember doing it.
Carry chess pieces to let you know that he had finally gotten back at you. Just leave the old guy alone. Go off the bounty hunters. That's all we ask.
I like the sentimentality and the morals.
Chess partner, and we wouldn't want that to happen, now would we?
But I don't know if I'd buy the fact that they could have millions of Wulongs instead of that. You know?
Are you playing again?
I feel like Faye would put up a fight.
Still playing.
He's just lost his rocker.
You're in a good mood today. Howdy there, guys.
He's just floating around. A week-long chess game. Feels like this election. Is he dead now? If he's dead now, they missed out on the money for nothing. Okay, so a fun little episode. Though, I have to say, at the very end, if he died, like within days of them having brought the information back to whatever company that was and foregoing the potential the potential monetary reward, like which could probably have been in the millions. I mean, you'd be pissed if you found out that he died just a few days later. Like, oh, we gave up our you know, big bounty for a couple of days of the old man not being hunted and for Ed to have a ability to finish the game. Woo, that's worth it. But then again, he could have just been asleep, but I doubt it because it very much insinuated that, you know, that was his end. But I do like the idea that, you know, he set up the sting operation to happen in the future, but it got to the point where he forgot about it because he obviously had dementia or something. I mean, why would he wait 50 years is the question. I'm not sure. But it does give a bit more insight into the gates themselves. And obviously, we know that the Earth was crippled by a gateway accident. And that makes me wonder now if the accident was caused in part because of those defects. You know? Because that would obviously do a lot of damage to the company who produced them. Not just the fact that there is, you know, defects in the existing ones, which means they would need to replace them. And they would lose, you know, a crap ton of money. But also, if they were responsible for the Earth blowing up. Criminal charges. So, yeah, it was an interesting one. It was nice to see a bit more of Ed. I would like to see Ed get a bit more involvement. I mean, other than the episode that focused on Ed actually joining the crew, I don't think there's been too much focus on her, you know, other than a few cameos here or there. So it's nice to see her get a bit more of the attention, you know? But it was a good episode. I enjoyed it. I hope you guys did too. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you for the next one.